beauties, how are you guys doing today? Hey, I'm GrannyKarma. I want to welcome you to my channel, and I want to welcome you to the Karma family. If you find benefit in this video, I hope that you will hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you'll be notified of any video that I might post. What I want to bring to you guys are meals that I prepared when I was younger and I was in the workforce, and I had to come home to 3 daughters. They would be hungry. I don't know if any of my children ever can tell you about us taking them to McDonald's or Burger King. We would come home and make a meal. So this is one of the meals that I used to make all the time, and I call it Salisbury Steak. From looking at the internet, I don't see this recipe out there. You know, there's nothing new, right? You see one recipe, you've seen it all. People have tried all different things, and that's the beautiful and wonderful thing about YouTube is you can go out and you can find any recipe that you want. But this is a recipe that I used to use all the time when my girls were growing up. And it was a way for me to introduce vegetables to them without them really noticing it. Well, of course, they knew something was different and it was there, but they would eat it because I kind of camouflaged it. So this is my Salisbury steak recipe, but I hope that you try it and you make it and that you enjoy it. It's very, very economical. It costs very little. Now, what I have here, I go to my little Piggly Wiggly. They have a, like you see here, it says pick 5 items for $17.88. And I get ground beef, you can get chicken wings, you can get chicken legs, you can get chicken thighs, you can get turkey necks. Oh my goodness, this is where I get my meat from, okay? The local Piggly Wiggly. This ground beef comes in at $2.99 a pound, which right now is very reasonable compared to what we've got going on out there, right? So let me show you how you do it. This is so easy, guys. You're gonna come home from work, and within 30 minutes, I'm gonna make gravy. I'm gonna make our 2-ingredient biscuits, and we're gonna have our vegetables inside of our ground beef, and you're gonna see just how easy it is. Let me just put my gloves on because I'm going to be mixing with my hands. Guys, I'm telling you, my kids, they're waiting now. My grandbaby loves this, you know. It's a way of incorporating the vegetables in your meal, and it serves as a binder to keep your meat together. Now that package there was $3.65. Now I can work this. If I added panko, breadcrumbs, I mean, I would be able to get enough out of here because this was a patty, this is a patty, this is a patty. I would get enough out of here to serve 4 people, easy. But I want at least a couple of patties a piece, so I'm going to use 2 packages. But I'm telling you, if you were doing a meal for your family and you have children that are younger, you don't need that much meat, okay? And you're going to add this in as a filler, so you really don't need that much. You could actually get away with 1 packet. I just wanted to show you that so that you know. But I'm going to add another packet because we are going to be looking for leftovers. We are absolutely going to be looking for leftovers, and this costs $3.53. So we're still, what, at like $7 or something like that. We're at about $7, and that's making enough for leftover, let me tell you, okay? Okay, so now the only thing, and when I used to do it, I never added a binder, but I have extra eggs, so I'm going to add just 1 egg in as an extra binder to help hold everything together. And the other day, guys, we had some tacos. So I have some leftover onion here that I'm going to add into here, into my mixture, okay? I don't toss away anything. I really strive to use, you know, this is everything here, you know, you paid for this. So you need to be able to use it in some form or other. So we have that left over, those onions left over. You can add them in there or you don't have to add, because I'm gonna put onions on in my gravy. But I had them left over, so I decided I would put it in there. I put 1 egg in here. You can put 2, you can put breadcrumbs in here, you know, you do what you want. But this meal can be prepared for your family. Make sure you pour the water off of your mixed vegetables prior to putting the vegetables into your ground beef. And you know, they have all kinds of things. That you have string beans, you have carrots in there, you have corn. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's just a wonderful variety of vegetables, and canned goods are really nice. Well, guys, you know, Granny, I get to working and I drop things. And that's what happens in a regular kitchen. You know, my videos are not like high production videos. My videos are like regular run-of-the-mill videos. It's what I'm doing in my own kitchen. Now look at how beautiful that looks. Can you see that? And it's got the veggies in there. Okay, so I'm gonna also make some mashed potatoes. Now usually I would make mashed potatoes from scratch, but you know, if you're in a hurry and you wanna get a meal on the table, the mashed potatoes that are in the box, they will work also. So you just keep mixing this, keep mixing it, and then I'm gonna show you the next easy step. How easy is this? How quick is this? You will be able to, your kids will be, you know, they're going to eat it just because of the novelty of it. They're going to be like, what's this? Now, when you're making this dish, you can make it into like meatballs. You can make it into hamburger patties. You can make it Salisbury steak in the traditional oval fashion. But you know what? My daughter asked me to make it hamburger style. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, you can add salt and pepper. You can add salt and pepper in here, or you can wait until you mix up all your gravy. I'm going to add a little salt and pepper, and I'm going to add, I'll take my gloves off here, guys. I'm going to add a little salt and pepper, and I don't measure, you know, you just kind of go by touch and go by feel. And you just sprinkle a little bit in there, okay? Just put a little salt. So I would think that that's probably a tablespoon full. And add you some salt in there, okay? Which is gonna be probably another tablespoon or so. You know, you're gonna be making gravy. So of course, it's going to be kind of diluted. Now I don't have this is just garlic powder, and I don't have a spoon here, so I'm just going to use like what I would do in my kitchen, right? I'll sprinkle a little bit of garlic powder in there using my fork. And then I'm going to take it and mix it all up together. And then I'm going to make some patties, and I'm going to show you those patties, guys, and show you, and then we're just going to fry them up, okay? And I'm going to show you how to make the quickest, easiest, beautiful, most delicious gravy that you can make. And then while this is cooking, I'm gonna make the biscuits. You know, our biscuits only take us about 15 or 20 minutes, and I'm gonna make a few biscuits. So then I'll have my vegetables, I'll have my meat, and I'll have my biscuits. All so easy, less than 30 minutes. Now we have our 2 packages of ground beef, which totals about $7 or $8, and this is, you know, eating hearty, like I said. You could get away with a $3 package, so you could get away with this meal at $5, really, because if you have a lot of the ingredients already on hand, then you don't have to worry about it. You know, you already have it on hand. So now, let me show you how this is looking with the vegetables inside already, okay? And so we're just gonna make some little hamburger patties. I roll it around, and then I try to make sure to get as much vegetables inside of the patties as possible. And then I just flatten it out. My skillet is on heating up. See, look at this. Look at this patty. And that's $7.50. And look how big that is already. And then you just kind of poke them. You like when you make your patties, you just kind of poke them in and try to cover them as much as possible. They're gonna all cook. And your vegetables in your can is, you know, basically already cooked. I've never used frozen vegetables. Now that's a pretty big size there, but I've never used frozen vegetables in here, but I don't see why you couldn't use it. Except for, you know, the frozen vegetables, I would think it's probably gonna have water in them because they were in the freezer and all of that. But, yeah. I mean, this is a delicious meal, guys, and I used to make this all the time for my kids when they were growing up, and this is just the only way that I make hamburger meat with gravy, but whenever I make what I call Salisbury steak, this is what I go to, and you just push as much of it inside as you possibly can, because I'm just gonna cook these and I'm gonna take them out, you know, put them aside to drain a little bit and maybe on some paper towel or whatever. And while that's doing that, I'm gonna make my gravy, okay? And then as I'm making my gravy, while that gravy is simmering and you know, making this taste delicious, that's when I'm going to go ahead and make my biscuits. You know, it's 2 ingredients. Today I'm not going to make as many as I normally would make, only because I don't need that much bread today. So I'll probably make 5 or 6 or 7, 5, 6 biscuits or whatever. But I just want to show you how quick and easy you can put forth a very delicious home cooked meal for your family. That'll cost you next to nothing, guys. Next to nothing. And this is just the way that I've grown up doing it. And like I said, I've never seen anyone else use this recipe. It was a way that I could get my kids to eat a few vegetables and for us to have a delicious meal. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna take it over to the stove and I'm gonna put these in the skillet. I'm gonna start cooking them and I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do next, okay? Okay guys, you know I told you that I had my skillet going over here, and I have just a little bacon grease in here. So we're just gonna put I'm gonna now turn my stove up a little bit because I do want it to, you know, to basically fry this. And we're gonna add our patties in one by one. Now, like I said, you can make them oval, you can make meatballs, you can do all kinds of things, okay? Oh, I can smell the bacon, guys. And I'm gonna show you another little trick that I've learned over time to help get your food to cook a little bit more evenly. And that is to take a spoon or your thumb and in the center, just kind of press down in the center. And it will help your food cook at a more evenly pace. Oh my goodness, it smells good already, okay? So look at how many this is, and it's just the 3 of us, but I'm trying to make enough for leftovers. So like I said, I'm gonna get double this amount. I could have gotten away with the $3.50, okay? But I just want to show you guys, you know, the amount and you have a general idea. You may have a family of 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever, but you can make it stretch. So let's let this cook. And I know you see my skillet over here. Well, this skillet here is just for my biscuits. I've got my butter in here already. And someone gave me a great idea that I'm going to try, and I'll show that to you guys. That's what I love about doing these videos, because everybody works together. We're a big, big community. And with the way times are nowadays, we've got to be able to help each other, okay? So we're going to let that cook up. And while that's cooking, just kind of keep an eye on it. You know, you cook it. Doesn't have to be completely done all the way through, because you're going to make your gravy and you're going to let it simmer in your gravy, right? So let's go ahead and let this cook. I'll get my other patties ready to go right in here after this. And then I'm going to show you right now. Let's put our oven on. I'm going to put it to 400 degrees. I know what temperature I want to do my biscuits at, so I'll let my oven be preheating. I've already got my skillet together with my butter in it, and I'll go ahead and make up my other patties, and I'll come back. Okay guys, I just wanted to show you this. Now, this has only been cooking for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, okay? You don't want, I have my stove on a 4, it's a gas stove, and you don't want to have it up too high, but you know, you want to have it up high enough, right? So I just want to show you what it looks like when you start cooking it. Look how nicely everything is staying inside. I'm just turning it with a fork. It's just easier for me. I can get in there and I can really turn it, okay? Now, these little morsels here are morsels that I'm going to use when I make my gravy. I'm not going to discard anything. Look how beautiful that is, guys. Now, this is less than a packet here, right here, guys, right? So, this is enough for, you know, family of 3 or family of 4, actually, you know, because one person get a patty. But like I said, I want to make enough to so that we'll have some leftovers, right? When I cook, I try to cook enough for leftovers, okay? So look how beautiful those look. Don't they look lovely? Don't they look lovely? So we're just going to let that continue. And like I said, I'm going to go here and finish up making my other patties. And then we'll get everybody going really quickly now, okay? Okay guys, so I'm going to take my burgers out now. Like I told you, they do not have to be fully cooked. Look how beautiful that looks. Look at that. You can see the carrots in there. You can see the string beans. You can see the onion in there. Your family will love it. Okay, so let's put the other patties in. I'm going to put them here. And this is going to mix up to be my gravy, guys. Oops, sorry. But look at that. Just put them in here and just get them basically cooked, you know. And then you get ready for the very next step. Get it in there, get it cooked, and it, you know, it's taking more time with me showing you, but I just want you to see how beautiful this looks. And we're going to cut one open once we get our gravy and everything in it, but look at that. Can you see, look at the corn on the side over there. Can you see the corn in there? And maybe some carrots. Some string beans are in there. How can you ask for anything more? Oh, let me show you this one. This one you can really see it because a lot of it is to the surface. But look at that. Look at that. Your string beans, you got your carrot, corn, and you know you got onion in there. You can even put different mixed vegetables, whatever mixed vegetables you like. you know, butter beans or whatever you like, you can mix into this meal. So now what I'm going to be doing while this is cooking, I'm going to go cut up my onion that I'm going to make to go over all of this. Another thing, guys, if you wanted to add mushrooms to this, you can add mushrooms. So let's take these out, and then I'm going to show you how to make a delicious gravy that you're going to be like, Greg, you're kidding me. This is the gravy. This is the only way that I know how to make my gravy. So guys, I'm hoping that you guys can see how I make my gravy, and I want you to make it now. My alarm might go off because my alarm might go off. Now, can you see all this in here? I hope you can. All of this, I'm not taking any of that out. None of that, okay? All I'm going to do is, and you can use stuffed rising flour or you can use regular flour. Does not matter, okay? So you see I got all of this in there. We're just going to sprinkle this in. This is our slurry. We're going to sprinkle this in. Look at that. This is going to be our gravy. Yes. And sometimes I even add a little more oil, depending on how thick I want my gravy, okay? And you don't have to really worry about it. If it looks like it's going to burn up, that's if you want a dark gravy. The darker, the more it looks like it's going to burn, the darker the gravy. We like dark gravy here at the coast. You know, it probably tastes the same, but we like dark gravy. And you just keep stirring it. Look at that. See that? And we're going to let it sit, and when it looks like it's about to burn up, that's when we're going to add our water. And you have your gravy. That's gravy. You know, this is just the way that I've always made it, and cheap, easy. How can you not do this, right? Okay. And then later, if you want it thicker, if it's not thick enough for you, you can make this with some hot water and just stir it up and then make what's called a slurry to make it thicker. But okay, so here's my gravy. You see how I got everything incorporated in there? Now, I can look at it and see what color my gravy is going to be, and that's not the color I want. I want it to be a dark color. So, I'm just going to let it cook, and like I said, when it looks like it's about to burn up, guys, when it looks like it's about to burn up, that's when you add your water. Right now I'm just getting a pot so that I can get some water in it. That's all. I'm just getting a pot. Any pot will do. Any bowl will do. I'm just going to pour some water in here. Can you see the color in there as it's turning? So I'm just getting some water ready. So I'll be ready to pour it in there. And just kind of stir it so that you can get the true texture underneath it. And this is going to be in a hard hot boil. Now while this is cooking, while this is simmering in the gravy, I'm going to make my biscuits and I'm going to make my mashed potatoes, which are going to be some instant mashed potatoes. You can make homemade, which is really quick. And I'll show you how I make mine at another point and make it really quick. Or you can just make some instant mashed potatoes. My grandbaby said, Granny, just make instant. They taste good to me. When it looks like it's about to burn, it's not gonna burn. It's not really burning. Don't let that frighten you. Don't let that frighten you, and don't let that intimidate you. Okay guys, I want you to be able to see this. I'm hoping you can see it. Look at that. Look how dark that is. Look at that. It looks like it's burning, right? Pour your water in. have it up high. Pour your water in, have it up high. Look at that. Let it just cook. Just let it cook. Look at that. That's some beautiful gravy. It's going to thicken up as it cooks. Got the temperature up. Yes. You know, you can use the gravy packages if you like. I do use those sometimes, but it's not necessary. Just make your own. Okay? Make your own. Look how beautiful and brown. Look how beautiful that is. And just wait till it just cooks a few minutes. Okay? Let me add a little more water. Because it's going to thicken up because it's flour. And so that's where you get your beautiful flavors from. So, like I said, everything looks intimidating until you make it your first time yourself, or you have someone show you how to make it. Okay? So look how beautiful golden brown that is. Okay? So now what I would do next is I would add some seasonings in here. I will add in some salt, and I'm not going to measure. And you know you got to add your meat. Okay, you got your meat, and you've got your, you know, onion that needs to be seasoned. You add your pepper in here. Okay, and then I will come back later once my gravy gets going good. I will come back and I will check that gravy. Now I want to add a little garlic powder in there. Just give it a little garlic powder flavor. And also, just a little garlic powder. Oh, let me take that bay leaf out. I don't want to have bay leaf in. I'm also going to add a little minced garlic in here, okay? Now you can cut up fresh garlic and put in here, or you can go the quick, easy way and just add you some minced garlic, depending on how much garlic you like in your food, okay? So I just added that. Now I'm gonna take my patties. They've been, you know, kind of sitting there, minding their own business. Look at that gravy, it's thickening up already. And I'm just going to put my patties back in here. Okay. And I guess I could do it all. Would be easy to do in a pot. Now we're going to take our onion and we're going to, I have about 4 onion here and I'm just putting them right on top. Just putting them on top. And I'm going to let it all just cook. It's going to simmer down and the gravy is going to get thicker. And if I need to add it into a big pot, I will add it into a pot as opposed to being in my cast iron skillet. But, you know, I'm showing you how you can make it. Start your Salisbury steak, cook it in the skillet, and then from the skillet, use that grease and the oils and everything to make your gravy. So, and then we're just going to put a lid on this and we're going to let it simmer. While this is simmering and thickening up, I'm going to be making my biscuits. I did decide to put it in a bigger pot only because I like lots of gravy, okay? We want lots of gravy, guys. Look at this. Look at the onion. The onion simmering. And here's your patty. Look at your patties. I mean, you can get many meals off of this. So while this is, like I said, while this is simmering, oh my goodness, smells wonderful. It's got the garlic in it. It's got the onion, the garlic powder, salt and pepper, and look at this gravy. Look how nice that gravy came out. The longer you cook the gravy, the thicker it will be. Taste it, you know, as you're going along to see if you need to add any salt or pepper, or you might want to add some more garlic. And like I said, you can absolutely add in some mushrooms in here. This is such an easy recipe. So while this is simmering, let's go make our biscuits. Okay guys, so let's make our biscuits while our Salisbury steak simmering in our pot. And I'm gonna make a short stack of them today. I'm not gonna do the full 2 cups and 2 cups. I'm going to adjust and do 1 cup and 1 cup, you know. Let me show you the kind that I use. Just the regular, great value, heavy whipping cream, okay? A lot of people ask about that. And, you know, some folks have gone out and bought the name brand one, and I think that's like $5.68. But I checked the ingredients and the fat content, and everything is identical. So pay $3.50 instead of $5.68. You know, it depends on your budget, I guess. Well, this costs $3.50 some cents, and I can get a lot of biscuits out of this. And I always have self-rising flour. So I have a cup of the flour here. I mean, a cup of the whipping cream that I showed you, and I just use regular self-rising flour. I mix it. This is the way that I mix it. And I feel that it's cost effective, guys, because I'm not adding lard. I don't have to add salt because there's salt already added in here. I don't have to I don't have to cut in butter, you know. So, you know, it just depends on what you know, what's available for you. And it is a mixture that, you know, a lot of people will tell you about biscuits to not knead them and things like that. And I'm going to use parchment paper today only because I don't feel like cleaning up. So let me get some more flour here. It's just very simple. And then I put my flour down. I'm just going to spread it out a little bit. I take my mixture and put it on here. This is the easiest biscuit recipe and one of the most delicious recipes that, you know, that you're going to come across. It's so easy, guys. It's almost as easy as opening up a package of pre-mixed biscuits. But I think the satisfying part of this is that it's homemade, you know, and you can make these with your children. You can teach your children how to make this, and it's just so satisfying to know that you know exactly what's in your biscuits, and they're just beautiful. Look at that. You know, you knead it a few times. I know they say don't knead it, but I've always kneaded mine. I don't know, I just did. And it works. It works, guys. And look how easy when you use the parchment paper. You don't even really have a cleanup. And you can fold it in layers and make them rise higher. You can make these biscuits rise as high as you like. You know, when you fold it like that and fold it like that, you're adding layers. You're adding layers to your biscuits, like that. And then when I just spread it out a little bit, okay? And I'm gonna cut them out. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, hope you guys can see. And, you know, guys, you know I have my little trusty, you know, this is what I use. I don't have a biscuit cutter. And I'm going to make these. And they say don't do that, but I've always done that. They say if you do that, you do something. You break the seal, or, you know, you do something. But I've always done it, and they work for me. So I have a smaller skillet, like I said today, because I'm not making as many, but Another thing that I wanted to remind you guys of, always, when you're doing your biscuits, another thing that I've learned over the years of making them is you want your biscuits to touch each other. Because if they're touching, they're gonna go up, okay? They're gonna go up, as opposed to if they're all spread out and they've got a lot of space, they're just gonna flatten out like that. So I've always made mine to touch, and when they touch, magic happens, okay? So, because my oven, the way that my oven heats up, someone mentioned, hey Granny, put it in another pan, and then they won't cook so quickly on the bottom. So let's try that, guys. Let's try that and see if that helps. Oh my goodness, I'm excited about that. So now while that is cooking, let's take a quick look again at our Salisbury steak to see what's happening over there while that's simmering. And then all we have to do is do our instant mashed potatoes. And you guys read the directions on the mashed potatoes and you have it. Normally I make homemade, but I want to show you a really quick recipe so that you can make it quickly at home for yourself. So, okay, my Karma babies, so the biscuits are in the oven, and let's just take a look at our Salisbury steak. Oh, now what you gonna say about that? What are you going to tell me about this homemade gravy, these awesome onion? Look at that, look at that. What are you going to tell me about that? I mean, you can make this meal 2 times a week, and I think your family will be happy, happy, happy. It's delicious and it's beautiful. So now, so we're just going to let that simmer. Look at it. It's just simmering very low and slow. And the biscuits are in the oven. And now we're going to make the mashed potatoes. Okay guys, here's our delicious 2-ingredient biscuits right out of the oven, and the bottom does look better. So I did place them into this pan and I cooked them because I think, you know, biscuits brown really quickly, but they're gorgeous, guys. Look at these biscuits. Oh, yummers! I am about to plate up, okay? And everything is ready. And I did it really quickly. I have the mashed potatoes here. I'm gonna put some mashed potatoes on my plate. Okay. That looks delicious. I'm gonna leave that because my family's coming right behind me. So I have my mashed potatoes, and I will take one of my Salisbury steaks and put it there, and then I'll take another one and I'll put it over on this side, because oh, that looks so good, guys. And I'm going to take my gravy and just put that gravy all on top of there, guys. And you wonder where the vegetables are, right? Well, we all know where our vegetables are. This plate is hot. Let's turn everything off so the family can come and have dinner. And I'm going to cut into one of them so that you can see how delicious and amazing this dish is, okay? Meet me over at my little countertop. See you in a minute. I want you to see it close up, okay? Here, let me get a towel to hold under my hands, and look, I cut into that, and you can see corn right there, okay? You can see the corn. Let's cut into another piece and see what we get. And that's what my kids would love about it. They cut into a piece and they get some carrots or string beans or whatever, you know, and you got your vegetable right there, right? String beans, I can see some string beans in there. Can you see that, guys? String beans right in there. And look at the corn right on the side of here. Guys, when I tell you this is a great meal and your children will love it, and this is how you can disguise your vegetables so that you can get everybody to be healthy in your family. So let's go back over and take a taste test with the mashed potatoes and the homemade gravy. It's so hot though. Let me just take a little bit of my mashed potatoes. Those Hungry Jack mashed potatoes are good. I wanted to show you a really quick, like 30-minute meal and make it easy for you. And so Hungry Jack has always been a really good instant mashed potatoes. Let's taste. Oh my goodness, it's so good. And like I said, guys, you can put any vegetable that you like. Let me come over so you can see this. I just wish we had smell-o-vision and taste-o-vision, okay? Look at the corn right there. And you have carrots in here. You have string beans in here. Your family will absolutely love it. It's hot, right? Let's cool it down. Guys, I would literally pay top dollars for this meal. For the best Salisbury steak you are going to find anywhere, and you got your vegetables all included. Please give my recipe a try. And guys, I love you. Thank you so much for stopping by and looking at another one of my recipes. And I hope you give it a try at home. And I just hope you enjoy it and become one of your main, quick, cheap ingredient recipes for you and your family, guys. I love you, my Karma babies, so much. And thank you so much for joining me. Bye-bye, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Delicious Salisbury steak made GrannyKarma's ways. Bye-bye now.